Hello, I'm Dave Cherry and welcome back to one of my short films. I'm Dave Cherry, of course. This is Tony Hulson from Bournemouth, my good friend.
Hello.
And we've come to talk about these three accidents following the Bullhouse Bridge accident what we made a few months ago. So let's crack on. I want to show you this, let's call it Accident 2, which followed the Bullhouse Bridge. So here we go. This is Accident 2. Already, Tony, can you see?
Yeah.
Did you know that Penistone were a very busy line, 92 trains a day. It was absolutely manic.
It is busy.
And it was now this is a route. This is a map of the route from Sheffield, Victoria, but went across Pennines.
Through Woodhead?
Through Woodhead via Penistone. Yeah. And that, of course, that was the title page of the last film, Bullhouse Bridge. That happened in 1884. Now that, Tony, that's Fitzwilliam. That was the first train to reach Barnsley. Fantastic that. Now this is the actual scene of the accident.
All right, yes.
It was a few hundred yards down from the Penistone station. And that's the junction, look. That's the junction from Barnsley.
Yes, yes. So that'll be going up to Silkston.
Yeah, yeah. Now this is it today. This is where the accident happened, and that's a train going past.
Yeah.
Modern day train going past.
Yeah. That's the Sheffield to Huddersfield line then.
Yeah, this accident happened on January 1st, New Year's Day 1885, 6 months after Bullhouse. So yeah.
So within 6 months, another catastrophe?
Oh yeah.
We are now rumbling over Oxspring Viaduct on the outskirts of Penistone. Barnsley Junction Yard on the right is full of merry-go-round coal hoppers, the dominant traffic over this route in the 70s and early 80s. On the left is Barnsley Junction substation. The electric line from Tinsley Rotherwood and Sheffield Victoria trails in on the left. That's Barnsley Junction box on stilts.
Coal train coming other way.
Yes.
It's the express train going that way. Again, it's modern day. And what we've got here is an old cine film, a 1968 film. Now that's a junction box.
It's on stilts, isn't it?
That's a Barnsley Junction. Yeah, you are high up. And that's the actual site today. That's off John's drone.
Right.
Above.
Right.
So that's a lovely view with all autumn colours. Look at
Absolutely.
actual signal box was there in that foliage there.
Yes.
Now them buildings across from signal box are still there. That's today, of course.
Mm.
Now then, the train left Sheffield Victoria. That's Sheffield Victoria in its heyday, in the late 60s.
Wow. Beautiful station.
Yeah, that was last train actually, just pulling into Penistone.
Right.
1970, January 1970.
Last passenger train.
Now that's leaving Sheffield on another, that's an old cine film from 60s.
Right, yeah.
And that's a train coming the other way. So that train, that coal train, it's the passenger train. We'll go into details in a minute.
Yes.
Now that's signal box, Tony, just after closure. So that's about 1982-83.
Yes.
That train's coming from Barnsley.
Yes. Yeah.
On an old cine film,
Yeah.
and that's it looks a bit ramshackle, run down, doesn't it?
It does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Signal box.
I think they got vandalised, unfortunately.
Yeah, so that date of that's 1982-83.
Yeah, it will be.
And that signal box vandalised.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But that's the point of impact. Now that these these are the carriages what you sent me.
Yeah.
The actual replica carriages, as you can see, they're made of matchsticks.
They were really, yes.
Shocking.
Yeah.
And that is a copy of the loco.
That's it.
The actual loco, what were at fault.
Which is the Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway.
Yeah. A steady climb from Sheffield to Penistone.
Yes.
So imagine this train, it's jam-packed and it's icy cold, freezing cold day.
Yes, yeah.
Now, it had left Sheffield Victoria at 7:15. At the same time, an empty coal train comes other way in opposite direction to return wagons to Kiverton Park Colliery. It had just passed the Huddersfield signal box, which both these signal boxes are important. Huddersfield signal box is up near the station, the Barnsley signal box is back. It had just passed the signal box when one of the wagons derailed. The locomotive driver on goods train applied brakes, but the wagon's buffer locked and hit the excursion locomotive.
Ah, right.
This brushed the wagons aside, but they rebounded, and after the first 4 carriages had passed, the 5th, 6th and 7th carriages were wrecked. So basically the coal train knocks the passenger train off the rails.
Ah, yeah, in effect, yes.
4 passengers were killed.
Instantly, yeah.
Yeah, well, it must have been shocking. And 47 were injured. It was shocking. Cause of the accident was, yes, the old favourite.
Axle?
A fractured axle with 2 floors in the metal. Again, caused by metal fatigue.
Yes.
Bad maintenance.
It seemed to be quite prevalent in that era, didn't it, really?
Well, yeah. So, basically, to recap, a coal train wagon comes off rail and bang, hits passenger, right. It was noted on the day, the accident, it was very cold, as I've just said.
Well, that'll make a difference.
Well, ballasts under sleepers, under railway sleepers, were frozen.
Yeah,
So that increases the loads on the wheels and axles.
it does. There's no give, you see.
Right, the inquiry again. The Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway could not be held responsible for this accident. The inquiry recommended thorough inspection of the rolling stock. So after damage, after it was being killed, right.
And that's only 6 months after the Bullhouse.
That was 6 months after Bullhouse, yeah.
Yeah, very,
Right.
very similar.
So that's covered that, Tony.
Yes.
So right, let's move on to what I'm going to call accident 3. Now this is further up line at Huddersfield Junction box.
Yes, yes.
So let's just have a look at that, accident 3. That's what you sent me, that is a copy of the actual locomotive.
Yeah. Looks well, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. I had that coloured by Stuart Sykes, my mate, he's fantastic.
He's done a good job.
Now that is a train coming from Manchester,
Yeah.
approaching Penistone in 1968. An electric cocoa it'll be.
Yeah.
That's 1968 on an old cinefilm. It comes into Penistone. Now that's where it was. Point of impact was here, then points here.
Got you. Yes.
Now that,
Right by the signal box then.
that's the old goods yard at Penistone. Now notice, I know what you're going to say, it's on the wrong line.
Yeah.
That film's in reverse.
Yeah, we're going backwards.
I'll just to show you, just to highlight the road into Penistone. It's just left that old goods yard, which has been, it's having a lot of money spent onto it, a lot of money spent.
And they're doing renovations?
Yeah, they're making I don't know what they're doing, but anyhow. So it's just approaching now the Penistone station.
Yeah.
This is 1981, of course.
Yeah, sure. Just rolling into the station.
Yeah, that station,
That
yeah.
on the right there, Dave, that building.
That what control centre
It
is.
certainly was, the electric control centre.
Yeah, I used to work there in 1974. I did about 12 months on railway.
Did you?
Yeah. So it's just approaching station, on the wrong side of course, but I wanted to show you a view.
Got you, yeah.
Now that's a Bobo coming in.
It is.
Must have been about 1980.
That's right, British Rail Class 76s.
Yeah, he knows. Don't forget, right, this is point of impact, Tony, where that line, it's Huddersfield line.
Yeah. Oh,
So point of impact is here. That's the junction.
Yeah.
That's actual signal box, just Huddersfield signal box.
Brilliant. Yeah.
It's a 1968 film.
Yeah.
But this train at point of impact, which I'll go in a minute, we're coming from. It's called the boat train accident.
Mm.
That is a drone film of where the accident was, where the signal box was. You'll see better from in a minute on the other side. This is John what did these other week.
Right.
Right, that's a drone shot, and signal box is in them trees.
Right.
Or one of them trees.
It used to be there, did it?
Yeah. Don't forget this train's coming from Liverpool, and it jumps points. This is third accident, jumps points.
It does. Yes, got you.
That's point of impact there, where that yellow marker is. Again, look, that's a drone shot, today's drone shot.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic shot.
It is very good.
See all the colours. Now that's the Barnsley train coming in, of course.
Yeah.
Barnsley train going from Barnsley to Huddersfield.
Yeah, it's come off the junction.
And the actual point of impact is now when it goes past this yellow marker.
That's a mileage marker.
Is that what it is? I was just going to ask you that, mileage marker.
Yeah.
So train, as I say, 100 years ago, it's coming from Liverpool and it jumps points. It was wrong engine, I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Right.
Now that's a Coco coming in
It is.
from, well that's going from Manchester.
Mm. Towards Sheffield.
I think it's Ariadne. 27001 Ariadne.
Yeah.
Don't forget line closed in 1970, Ariadne.
Ariadne, well done.
Line closed in 1970. 1970 for passengers.
That's right.
1981
For goods.
For goods, yeah. For good. That's Penistone in Hulson, and that's a train coming from other way from Sheffield Victoria, but that's where point of impact was 100 years ago on this other train.
Yes.
It's the old electric wires here.
Components, yeah.
That's going from Manchester, goods train.
You seen how high those pantographs are lifted?
Yeah. Pantograph, that one word I was trying to.
Yeah.
Like Blackpool trams.
That's it.
Now then, that's a 1982 film on a passenger train going over points where point of impact was.
Yeah.
Why I'm showing you these, Tony, is just show you actual accident happened.
Where it was, yeah.
Now then, look at that for the photo. That is the actual loco. That's from my good friend Stuart Sykes. He coloured that in. That's fantastic, isn't it?
Magnificent job, isn't it?
Yeah. The actual, it's smashed into the station.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about that in a minute.
Okay.
The next serious accident was this one. 4 years later, 30th of March 1889. Upline at Huddersfield Junction. This what we call the boat race accident. All Penistone people, boat race accident.
Of course, yes.
It was their FA Cup final. Preston North End, then considered the best team of the country, were due to play Wolverhampton Wanderers at the Kennington Oval.
Which is the cricket ground, isn't it?
Well,
there's no Wembley then.
No, before Wembley. Also, the University Boat Race were due to take place on the Thames Tideway between Putney and Mortlake in London.
Right.
So this train is coming from Liverpool.
So it's a busy train then.
Yeah. The Manchester, Sheffield and Lincolnshire Railway ran an excursion with portions from Liverpool, Southport and Wigan to London King's Cross. So London, Southport, Wigan. So it's although it was not intended as a football excursion, many people from Lancashire took advantage on it to watch Preston, see Preston.
Yeah.
The Southport portion of the train was joined onto the main train from Liverpool. Anyhow, the locomotive, which we just seen, were a Class 23 number 188, a 6-coupled locomotive, which was usually used on goods traffic, goods workings. It was wrong loco.
Right. I'm thinking, Dave, it wouldn't have had any leading wheels.
You're quite correct there. The train ran down the gradient towards Penistone Station with the locomotive having no leading wheels.
Yeah.
Nice spotting,
It's a
Tony.
classic, that.
To guide it. It jumps points where the goods line diverges from the main line. So it hits that junction at Huddersfield,
Yeah.
Huddersfield Junction. The locomotive crew stood by their post and then applied the brakes. The coaches followed the locomotive into the 6 foot, 6 foot or 6 foot?
Well, the 6 foot, basically, it's either side of the rail. The rail is the 4 foot because it's basically 4 foot. It's 4 foot 8 1/4 inches between the rails, so they call it on railway the 4 foot. Either side of that is the 6 foot.
So
the
locomotive
that the trains come off the rail,
and it's 6 foot, ripping up some 25 yards of track. It keeps going 25 yards,
absolutely.
and it's massive into station basically.
Yes.
The tender cut sides and became entangled in signal wires. The locomotive dug into the ballast. The front coach was totally smashed. Coaches 2 and 3 toppled into their sides, and the following 3 were pulled in wrong directions, which were left broadside or right mess. 1 person was killed, many injured. Those with minor injuries were treated at Penistone station. Those with more severe injuries were taken to the Wentworth Arms Hotel. Must have been busy, that Wentworth Arms Hotel.
Very much so.
Now then, what alarming point, a train was coming other way.
Yes.
A mail train. A further crash was averted by the prompt action of the signal box man in Huddersfield Box knew there was a train coming from other way, a mail train from Sheffield.
Well, the mail in those days used to come up to Manchester from London.
But it was too late, Tony. He tried signalling next signal box down, the Barnsley signal box, but it had already passed. So he set all signals down to stop the train.
To danger, yeah.
To danger. But they were very lucky because the mail train local smashes into. He took the tender of the crash loco.
Oh right.
So mail train buffers, so he prevented a bigger thing.
Disaster than it was.
But it must have been a right smash.
Oh yeah.
Oh. Just move on then, Tony, to let's call it accident 4.
Yeah.
This was 1916. The actual viaduct what collapses.
This is Penistone Viaduct, isn't it?
Look at that. That's a viaduct.
Yeah.
1916.
Yeah.
And an engine crashes through. So this is February the 16th, 1916.
So the middle of the war then?
Middle of the First World War. I bet it was host up and all. Well, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, obviously, because it closed the line up, didn't it?
That's 1982, I think, at a DMU coming from Huddersfield, approaching
Penistone.
Yeah, that's going across viaduct, and that's the local what drops through the viaduct. Look at that.
So it was at the Penistone end of the viaduct.
See, well, that's banking. Look there, that's banking.
Yeah, got you. Got you.
Right, phew, look at that.
Yeah.
The right side.
But nobody was actually on the train, were they?
It was a light engine on its own, and crew jumped off.
Yes.
That is the drone shot today. That's what John got of the week. And you can see it banking there.
Yeah.
We had a lot of trouble with. Now that's a local. We had a lot of trouble with that drone shot because wind took his drone.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that's a local coming in. That it looks like 50s or 60s. It looks like a Black 5 to be.
Could well be.
See that's interesting, Tony. That signal box there on Penistone Station. Now that's today, look. That's drone shot on actual viaduct.
Yes.
But that signal box has gone. It controlled goods yard.
Yes. Yeah.
He picked that up, John. Look again, look, we're going back to, that's a drone shot on banking. And that's a drone shot from station.
Yeah.
That's nice.
It is very
That's
good.
today.
Yeah.
And it gets a train coming in.
Yeah. That signal box that you've just been talking about, Dave, was virtually there at that place there.
Yeah, it's there on the left.
You've got it, yeah.
So a train's coming in, look. That's today.
Yeah.
DMU, diesel multiple, what is it, DMU multiple?
Diesel multiple unit. He's coming from Denbydale, actually, that is.
Yeah.
Originated from Huddersfield to Sheffield.
You got that with drone, John, and I took it on my little camera. That's me taking that one. That's John with his drone up right there.
Yeah, got you. So
That's safe train.
Train's just coming off the viaduct now, look.
see it's missing, that signal box has gone.
Yes, yeah.
It controlled all this lot on right, there's a lot of goods.
Yeah, there was a lot of goods yards there.
Yeah.
Well, it was immense, wasn't it, Penistone?
That's
Back in the 80s.
yeah, 80s DMU going across.
Yeah.
Again going across the Viaduct.
Yeah.
There's two diesels in platform here, look on a goods train.
There is.
This is 1980s of course.
That's a good bit of film, that.
Yeah, yeah. That's people waiting to go to Sheffield and Barley.
Yeah.
Again, it's a picture postcard, it's lovely, isn't
Oh,
it?
beautiful.
As I say, don't forget, this is 1916.
Mm.
Now that's the actual viaduct from bottom.
Right, very good.
Now what happened, Tony, when it happened this in 1916, they built a temporary halt at the other side,
Right.
which John picked up.
Yeah.
Actual halt was there, in that foliage
Oh,
from
okay.
Huddersfield, like a temporary stop if you like, while it was repaired.
So how on earth did they get up to that then?
That's main road, that's A628 road from Manchester, and actual halt was there in them trees.
Ah, right, okay.
There's some, if you look at them in it, you see some steps.
Got you.
There's still there steps.
Well, I've driven past them many times and not even...
I know, well look, I'm going to show you. Them steps, Tony, there.
Goodness me.
And that's John there, of course.
Aye.
He's coming down. They were steep, I couldn't get up there.
Were they steep, were they?
No way. So that's John, look. And that's his, and now that, Tony, is that scrap off engine going to steelworks.
Right,
I got this from Penistone archives again, and as I say, fantastic. Irish quality. Looks like ice on snow.
Absolutely, yeah. Done a good job.
That's from Stuart Sykes.
Yeah.
So this, when Viaduct happened, it was only accident to take place on the Lancashire and Yorkshire railway line at the Penistone end of the viaduct,
Yeah, Penistone.
which takes the tracks northward from the station. A Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway 242T locomotive number 661 was standing when the end of the viaduct and the embankment subsided.
Yeah.
Bang!
Yeah.
The collapse was slow and the crew jumped to safety before the arch fell down. The cause of the collapse was stated to be scouring of the foundations after prolonged heavy rain.
Yes.
The parapet of the viaduct had been observed to be cracked some days before. The parapet of the viaduct had been observed to be cracked some days, so they must have known about it, didn't they?
They must have done. Yeah.
Don't forget that it's in the middle of war. Busy.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So they were very, very lucky. Now then, I've got John here, my good mate. This is a lad who did the drone shots, and John did a lot of research, and I've got Tony, who's come back here
Good afternoon.
from Bournemouth, posh part of Bournemouth. And John here, he did a lot of research on the accident 4, which was Viaduct Collapse in 1916, middle of this war. Come on, John, tell us
What we do find amazing is the fact that they highlighted the cracks on the parapet well before the collapse. If that would happen nowadays, they'd have said that's it, we're closing the viaduct. They actually allowed it to be eroded by the River Don and actually collapse. I find that remarkable.
Well, actually, John, if you look, River Don goes under that first turret.
Indeed it does, yeah.
So
Yeah.
it said on the official thing, scouring of the embankment. It's obviously it's just west away.
Which
Isn't
again, it's due to heavy rain, which again, it could happen again. Today we get heavy rains now, as we've all seen.
It's me hope not.
Let's hope not.
I mean, obviously it's a bit wartime traffic that it didn't want to stop that. did
That's right. That you're quite right.
You know.
Yeah.
And that also, you've got something to say about that temporary halt and all, John.
Again, we can clearly see even now the steps leading up to the halt, which was put up in 1916 as a temporary station while the viaduct was repaired. Yeah.
I'm saying, I wonder how they got to the other side.
Well,
Horse and cart.
it must have been a hell of a walk from the station. That's all I can say.
Yeah, quite a distance, wasn't it?
It was. It was.
Yeah,
really.
quite a distance.
Yeah. John has also got his own channel on YouTube.
That's right. I cover railway stuff. Be free to give it a look. My channel name is at Wetdog FBK.
Yeah.
By all means, have a look.
Yeah. You want else to say?
No, I think we've got there, haven't we?
I think so.
I think
Well, that's a lot, everybody. I must say, it's been fantastic.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see. We'll love you and leave you. That's your lot. Dave Cherry, Johnny, I'll not say his second name, and Tony Hulson. Right.
Bye-bye.
That's your lot.
Bye.
Cheers,
See you
everybody.
soon.
Yeah.
It was deemed that they couldn't recover it, so it was actually scrapped on site, that engine, Dave.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Oh!
Oh! Crikey. You alright? Goodness me. What's going on here? What's going on here? Sit.
All right, John. Let me go.
Yeah, you're alright. You're okay.
No, thanks for coming, Tony.
No, thank you, Dave.
Wonderful. Yeah. Here's me hand, here's me heart.
And likewise.
Right.
Thank you very much.